And I work with different teenagers too. The homework burden can be quite high, and when the teens have extra responsibilities, sometimes I'll write a letter or contact the school letting them know that the teenager has a parent who's in treatment here at Tom Baker and is taking on a lot of extra responsibility, and if it's true, the case that they're stressed or depressed or struggling with their own stress levels, if there's any way to reduce the workload. Often there's extra assignments and extra teaching components that the teachers will add to add depth to their learning experience in a particular subject. So often teachers have been really great. All the teachers I've worked with have been fantastic at reducing workload for students who, as long as they maintain their grades and they're handing things in on time, or you can negotiate deadlines if something's come up and the child wants to be with the parents, say at the hospital. But just so that teachers understand the extra stress that the child's under, cutting back workload, understanding absences from school when they're coming to the hospital to visit the parent, and most of the time we're able to work something out so that the child doesn't have to miss a complete semester or do poorly, suffer poor grades, when in fact they're a good student normally, and if it wasn't for everything else that was on their plate, they would be able to get in good grades. Doesn't mean that they get out of doing any homework, but they only have to do the homework that's most critical. Another important thing to do is to prepare your kids for the hospital. Many kids have limited experience. In the Kids Can Cope program that we have here, we take them on a tour of the hospital and show them the day treatment unit where patients get chemotherapy. We take them to the radiation room, and they can see all the equipment in there. And coming along with a group of other kids whose parents have cancer, so they see that they're not alone as well. Now, if you find out that you have cancer when Kids Can Cope isn't running or has a session, certainly it can be arranged to take your child through the hospital and letting them know what you're going to look like. You know, most patients lose their hair. There's lots of tubes and IVs. If they're coming to visit you in the hospital, maybe the adult bringing them there can give them a heads up on, Dad looks very pale right now and he doesn't have his hair, and when you have the cancer treatment, it makes you very weak while you're in the hospital. And there's lots of tubes and so giving them sort of a heads up to what they're going to experience, and letting them know, but it's okay, Dad really wants to see you and loves visiting you in the hospital, even if he can't do very much. And then on the way home, on the car ride home, because it's the best place to talk to kids, talking to them about how they felt about the experience and anything that they were afraid of or bothered them, or were they happy to go. A lot of parents have asked me, especially parents of very young children, will my child really remember me? And will they remember all the different times that we had together? And at age 2 or 3, we do forget a lot, but you can keep memories alive in children. We keep memories alive, adults too, by repeating the stories over and over again, by looking at pictures. And we use different memory aids to keep those good times that we had together alive. So one of the things that you can do is to either work on scrapbooks or put a collection of photos together. I'm not really a scrapbooker. I don't think I've ever put a photo album together in my life. It's not my thing, but I do have photos on the computer, or you can write letters to your children, but at least assembling the details, even if it's in a box that you put all the different memories that you had together for your child. So if you're a scrapbooker or have a scrapbooker in the family, that's terrific. It's a good thing nice calm thing to do while you're in hospital. But what kids really like, and if you don't survive your cancer journey, what kids will miss is not only you and your physical presence, but they'll miss hearing all the stories, how that you saw them, how they were reflected in your own eyes. Kids love hearing the story about the day that they were born and what their arrival meant to you, and all the details of that day. and all the little stories when they were young and when they were little, and all the things that you remembered about them and how much you love them. And other parents will also record advice that they have for their children, so that that's passed on to them. And as children grow older, this can become very important to them as well, and help maintain a connection that they have with you. No matter where you go in life, your connection to your biological parent, or even your adopted parent, is key. And many, even kids who are adopted away, wonder about their biological parent. It doesn't mean that they don't love their adopted parent, but there's this wanting to know where you came from that's very important. So even in kids who are adopted and never knew their parent, there's that connection and wanting to know who they are and where they came from. And if you happen to die when your child is very young, they're going to be curious about that. So you're never really forgotten. That child's going to want to know where they came from and why they were important to you. So that's why, even if you can, making a book or a collection of memories for each child individually, how you saw them, can be a tremendous gift. It's something that, I think we should all do, because we never know when we may die and when we might not be there, and that can be an important gift to our kids. And then a lot of people wonder, well, if I know I'm dying, I know it's terminal, how much do I involve my child? And the answer is they should be involved to the extent that they want in talking about funeral arrangements, maybe telling a story at the funeral, picking music, picking favorite flowers, maybe drawing pictures that can be kept with you. There are all kinds of ways that children need to express their grief and be part of it. And if they don't want to, that's fine as well. You can let them be as involved or not involved as they want, but giving them the opportunity to be able to say what they want, or even if they write something that someone else reads, if they feel that they're not able to do it. But giving them that chance. So it's not a bad thing to let them to be involved in that. Now, I'm going to end with, how do you know if your child needs to come and have counseling? I mean, it's normal to be sad. It's normal to feel anxiety about losing a parent. It's probably one of the most terrifying things that a child can go through, is the loss of a parent. And how you know that they need help depends on a number of things. Usually in most kids, we start to see big changes in their personality. They start taking more risk, or their grades suddenly drop, or they withdraw, or they're more irritable and angry. And if that's going on for a prolonged period of time, then certainly, if you have any worries at all, I guess that's when you know you can call us and see if you need any additional guidance with helping your child cope. There are the Kids Can Cope and Teens Can Cope programs here. It's a 5-week program, usually in November and I believe March, that we run them. And so you can check with the Department of Psychosocial Resources to see if there's a group coming up for your child. If your child doesn't like groups, then we can certainly arrange family therapy or a consultation talking about how to help your child and where to get them help. And also letting family members and teachers know to keep an eye. There's certainly guidance counselors at school that can be helpful. Often kids don't want teachers to be the counselor, but or to be identified at school if your child is a bit shy, but certainly there are resources here. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to call the Department of Psychosocial Resources, and the number is 403-355-3207, and we can certainly help you with anything that you need as far as your kids go. Okay, thank you very much.